It is that time of year once again, ladies and gentlemen. World Cup is back for the first time in 4 years. Hey, I know it's 4 years every time, but it is 4 very long years. We are about to kick off this year's World Cup with Brazil and Croatia. So let's get straight into the action with Brazil-Croatia. Let's look at the starting lineups. For Brazil, we got Julio Cesar in the goal. Alves with Silva the captain, David Luiz, Marcelo, Hulk, Paulinho, Fred, Neymar Jr., a lot of pressure on him, Oscar, and Gustavo starting. Now for Croatia, we have Pleticosa, Verzalko, Persicic, Korluka, Lovren, Radicic, Levicic, Modric, Cerna, captain's armband, Olic, and Kovacic. Wow. This tournament is going to be absolutely fantastic. We've got a lot of different groups here, a lot of very interesting, intriguing groups. Very hard for us prognosticators to select and pick these groups. It's going to be very hard. Check out the poll question also. We got, just predict who you think is going to win or if you think it's going to be a draw. This is the group stage, and we've got about 34 minutes till this one kicks off. And we very well might stay with you until after kickoff. We might not. Who knows? But we're going to be coming to you with Sports Talk with Newton. That's me. I'm Newton, guys. Nice to meet you. Throughout the entire World Cup, and from a bunch of other sports as well. We don't just do soccer. We do a lot of sports. Might even throw some NHL action in there, some NBA, some rugby, whatever you like. If you'd like to request something, send us an email or a message. But today, and for the next month, is going to be about the FIFA World Cup. And rightfully so. We're going to be checking the poll question very shortly, and it looks like Brazil has the most votes at the moment, but it's also very early on. I talked to a man earlier today, and he said that Brazil has what it takes to go all the way. And if they're going to do that, let's assume they win the group. They could play either Spain or the Netherlands, and then they would play likely Uruguay, England, or Italy. If they continue to go on there, Germany is the most likely to face them in the semis. And I don't think that Brazil can take Germany down. They're an absolute powerhouse. And Germany's ranked only behind Spain in the rankings. This is not the Soccer Power Index. This is the rankings. Where it looks, I know it sounds weird, but it looks like we're heading for a rematch of the 2012 European Championship. Germany, Spain. It looks like Germany might have a shot at vengeance, which would be a rematch from the 2008 European Championship as well. Germany, Spain, Germany, Spain, Germany, Spain. It looks like Spain has gotten the better of Germany recently, and that happens in rivalries. You're not going to beat everybody every time, but Spain is handling it with precision and class in everything they do. Big note in Group E, I'm sure you've heard it already, but Ribéry for France is out, likely to miss the entire World Cup. Ribéry is out for France, and that has hurt a lot of France's chances, especially when looking at the live bracket. Not many people have been pushing France through further and further. In fact, less and less. The more and more people that have found out that Ribéry will not go through. Ribéry is actually, I believe, number 5 in ESPN's World Cup rank. But he's not going to play a part in this one. Probably unlikely to participate in the 2018 World Cup as well. But let's focus on the here and now. The 2014 World Cup. Let's go ahead and go through the groups. And we'll start with play today in Group A. We have Brazil, Croatia, Mexico, and Cameroon. El Tri, Mexico, if you're not familiar, looked pretty sad in qualifying, to be honest. They did get through. Of course, they're here. But they couldn't even defend Azteca. They could not even defend their own stadium. A lot of scoreless draws. Javier Hernandez, I hate to call him that, so let's just call him Chicharito. Chicharito is going to be the X factor for Mexico and El Tri. If he can produce goals, which Mexico has not seen enough of, they might be able to upset somebody like Croatia. But Brazil will likely go through as the #1 spot for Group A. Cameroon probably won't be a threat. Not as much as people think. Sure, people think, well, let's go for an upset for Cameroon. Maybe. They look like the team to have an upset. I don't see it happening. I don't see them taking out Mexico or Croatia. I think one of those two will get the 2 spot. And because Mexico looks so flat in qualifying, they did manage to get through. I know. They had that great last effort. Management shifting around the players and the rotations during qualifying. And yes, it did work. But can it work in the world stage? I say no. I say the 2 teams that are about to kick off in about 29 minutes, Brazil and Croatia, will get through to the round of 16. Now let's go to Group B. We have Spain, the Netherlands, 2 European powerhouses, Chile and Australia. We see the Socceroos come through in big tournaments, earning points for draws every now and then. But I don't see them getting many W's. In fact, I don't see them getting any W's in group play. They might get 3 points against Chile. They're more likely to split the points and have a draw against Chile. It's going to be Spain and the Netherlands, respectively, in a somewhat easy group for them. The European powerhouses. Netherlands led by, of course, Robin van Persie, the Man United star. And Spain, and oh my goodness gracious, Spain looks good again. I know people are tired of seeing Spain do well, but they look pretty great. Do they look beatable? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if anyone can beat Spain. If anyone can beat Spain, it's probably going to be Germany. If anyone beats Spain. I don't think Argentina can do it, even with Lionel Messi at the helm. I don't see it. I don't see anyone beating Spain except for Germany. I know it's early, very early. In fact, the first match hasn't even kicked off yet. But this is a preview show, so we're going to preview these matches. Now to Group C, Colombia, Greece, Ivory Coast, and Japan. One of the weakest groups in the tournament. Definitely one of the weakest groups. Colombia has a very high ranking, shocking to some. But they're going to get through over Ivory Coast and Japan. Japan plays with some ferocity, especially in the women's game. But this is not the Women's World Cup. This is the men's version of the FIFA World Cup. So I don't see Japan through. Ivory Coast, a bit of mystery involved with them. But I don't see them upsetting Greece at all. In fact, I think Greece, if they don't have more points than Colombia, will have a better goal differential. So I think they'll go through to the round of 16 with the #1 slot from Group C. And Colombia, shocking as it may be, are actually pretty strong. They're very strong for Group C. They're not strong for the entire World Cup. But for Group C, they're definitely in the top 2. And no one can take that away from them. So we'll send them on to our round of 16. Group D, I'm calling this the group of mystery. Because I'm calling the group of death Group G. I'm calling Group D the group of mystery. As soon as I saw the World Cup draw, that's what I dubbed it. And nothing has changed my mind whatsoever. We have Uruguay, Costa Rica, England, and Italy. A lot of people are taking the easy way out with their predictions and selecting Uruguay and Italy. Don't sleep on England. Do not sleep on England. They could do something. We've seen the Italians do some great things in the World Cup, especially in 2006. We all know how that ended. And we saw Uruguay take a 4th place finish in 2010, losing in the 3rd place match to Germany back in the 2010 version. But Uruguay will get through. No matter what. Uruguay is getting through. And then you have Costa Rica, England, and Italy fighting for a 2nd spot. Those are 3 really classy teams. Really good sides. This is one of the hardest groups to predict. Other than Group G, the question in Group G is, will the United States perform? And we'll get to that later. But for Group D, you have three really fantastic sides. For England, Wayne Rooney has shown signs of brightness this year. Hadn't looked awful. As there might be some injury concerns from Brazil, we'll get you more information on that. But a Brazilian has been injured in warm-ups. We'll get you back to that news in a little bit. But that could be painful to Brazil. Not sure who the injured player is, but looks like a leg injury. Anyway, back to Group D. The Italians' passing has been pretty great, moving the ball around well. England's got a similar problem to Mexico, but it's not as severe. Can they just get the goals? England's defense is not bad. They've had a few lapses before, and we've seen that. But can they produce the goals? Can they add to their total? Can they get wins? I think if England can beat Costa Rica and split the points with Italy, I don't think that'll be enough. I think if England wants to go through, they'll need to beat Italy. Because I don't think they would draw Uruguay. Well, they might draw Uruguay. But Italy might get lucky and beat them. Italy looks like a side who has Lady Luck seems to be on Italy's side. Still no word on the injury news from Brazil side. But back on to pick my bracket for the first time. Group D, I really took some time on it. I looked at Italy, I looked at Costa Rica. I think Costa Rica is going to finish last in this group, which is nothing to be ashamed of in this very tough group. But I think they'll finish fourth, and that's not going to get them through. England or Italy? Italy or England? God save the Queen. I'm going England to take the number 2 spot, which means based on my predictions, they'd be playing the winner of Group C, which I said to be Greece over Colombia. So I have Greece and England in the round of 16. Group E, a little bit easier than Group D. Switzerland, Ecuador, France, and Honduras. Honduras and Ecuador inferior, clearly, to Switzerland and France. I think they'll get through. The main question is who gets the number 1 spot from Group E. Is it Switzerland or France? I think it's France. I know the rankings would disagree with me. The SPI would disagree with me. But I'm giving the 1 spot to France and the 2 spot to Switzerland. Going to Group F, Argentina, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Iran, and Nigeria. Bosnia looked pretty decent in qualifying. Almost getting the better of the United States, but not quite. Showed some class against them. Showed that they could hang tough, at least for a little bit. Argentina clearly the best team in this group. But Bosnia-Herzegovina seems better and tougher than Iran and Nigeria. We saw Nigeria play a friendly against, I think it was Ireland, beating them pretty handily, and they could pose a threat to Bosnia-Herzegovina. But Iran won't be a factor. And due to the toughness I saw back in qualifying from Bosnia against the United States, I think it will be Bosnia-Herzegovina taking that 2 spot from Group F, likely to play France or Switzerland, the Group E winner in the round of 16. I said France will win that group, but either way, it could be Switzerland. Now, the moment y'all have all been waiting for, the group of death, Group G. 4 absolute powerhouses: Germany, Portugal, Ghana, and the United States. Well, well, well. Look at this. The United States wants one thing against Ghana, and that's revenge. And I think they'll get it in this World Cup. I think that the United States will beat Ghana in group play. I think it'll happen. I really do. I'm a firm believer that this is going to happen. The United States is going to get their revenge against Ghana. Let's check the poll real quick. Who will win today's match? 100% of the votes right now say Brazil. No one said Croatia. No one said draw. Absolute landslide. Unanimous so far for the Brazilians. Germany and Portugal. Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo's had some pains, injuries. He might not play in every match in the World Cup for Portugal. But will they get through? That's the question. Germany is getting the 1 spot in Group G. There's nothing that I've seen to change my mind about that. Germany still looks like the best team in Group G, and maybe the best team in the tournament. Well, I'd put them second best to Spain at the moment. But if they get at the World Cup final against Spain, that's really not going to matter who is number 1 and number 2 before the match, will it? So let's say Germany's got the number 1 spot. We'll send them through the round 16. Portugal, Ghana, and the United States fighting for 1 spot. Just 1 spot. Can the United States beat Portugal with guys like Cristiano Ronaldo, guys like Nani? I don't know if they can beat them, but they can split the points. They can get the draw. They can easily get the draw. There's some news from our match today. Croatia going with the 4-5-1 formation. For all of you tactical analysis viewers. 5 in the midfield, 1 in attack. I think Croatia should be very satisfied with the draw today, as they should be if they can draw the host nation. We'll get back to Croatia, Brazil later on. Get back to Group G. Ghana will lose to the United States. Alright, let me put it this way. They won't beat the United States. They could draw. I see that as a potential draw. I would see that as a victory for Ghana to get a draw against the United States. But only Portugal would be smiling down upon that, because Portugal will likely dismantle Ghana and are surely the favorite side for the United States. Some of you are saying, yes, the United States beat Germany in their centennial celebration match. They did. I was watching. But they were not playing Germany's strongest side. I know it's easy to be critical of the United States not playing Germany's strongest side. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because Germany did not have their best team out there. They had a lot of other players who would regularly be in Germany's starting squad, who were doing their duty for their club in various competitions on that day. I believe it was the Bundesliga, might have been some Champions League in there. A lot of Germany's side plays for Bayern Munich, who were the Bundesliga and Deutscher Pokal champions this year over in Germany. They had the double. Not as great as years they would have liked in the Champions League, but they did overpower Manchester United. Even though they didn't play well in the Barclays Premier League, still had a pretty decent Champions League. I don't think Bayern Munich lost more than 1 time in the regular season of the Bundesliga. And the reason you got to focus so intently on Bayern Munich, I know, why are we talking about clubs here? It's because the nucleus of Bayern Munich is the nucleus for the Germany national team. So that's why a lot of people focus on Bayern Munich, as they should. Can the United States split the points with Portugal? Yes, they can. Will they? Probably not. Will they split the points against Ghana? I don't think so. I think they'll beat Ghana. I think that's 3 points for their total. But that might not be enough to get them through the group, because they can't beat Germany. They cannot beat Germany. If you look how strong they are with their best side. They can't do it. And if they can't salvage a point against Portugal, it'll be them going to the round of 16. And even if they do, they've still got to beat Ghana. And 4 points might not be enough to get them through. Because Portugal could have a very high goal differential against Ghana. I think they'd have a higher one than the United States would. Remember, if the points are level after all 3 group stage matches, the team that goes through is the team with the better goal differential. And that's how it's going to be. So I have Germany and Portugal. Very tight group. But that is who it looks like it's going to be. Now to the much less interesting, less intriguing Group H. Belgium, Algeria, Russia making another appearance, and South Korea. Belgium looks very strong with players like Fellaini and the very young Adnan Januzaj, the Manchester United players playing for Belgium. Don't sleep on Januzaj. You've seen him do some amazing things for Manchester United. I know he's very young and still might have 2 or 3 more World Cups in him after this one. So don't sleep on Belgium or Januzaj. If Belgium gets the number 1 spot in this group, who gets the 2 spot? It's surely not going to be South Korea. Good on them for qualifying, but they won't get past Group H. Believe it or not, as intriguing as Algeria looks, I think it'll be Russia with some surprising stars emerging for them. They will not beat Belgium. Nobody will beat Belgium in Group H. Not a team. They might draw. Belgium might have a win and 2 draws. They might have 2 wins and a draw. They might have 3 wins, no losses, no draws, and sweep the group. But Belgium's going through as the number 1 spot, and I haven't seen anything that's going to change throughout that World Cup. As we're within 12 minutes and change of Brazil-Croatia, let's look who's going to get the 2 spot in Group H. I think it's going to be Russia. I think Russia is this much better than Algeria, but this much could be enough to have more points or a better goal differential to get the 2 spot. Let's look who we have as the group winners. Brazil, Spain, Greece, Uruguay, France, Argentina, Germany, and Belgium. Brazil's probably a lock. Spain's probably a lock. Probably Greece as well. Uruguay, I don't know, a group of mystery. Wouldn't be too surprising to see him get a 2 spot. Wouldn't be surprising if England beats tops Italy for the 2 spot in that group. Group E, yeah, France looks pretty strong. You can put them in pen. Argentina, Group F, yeah, lock that one in. Germany in the group of death, Group G, I see it. And Belgium in Group H look pretty strong. Belgium looks pretty good. So let's look at who that has in the round of 16, based on who we have first and second. Brazil versus the Netherlands, Greece versus England, France versus Bosnia-Herzegovina, Germany versus Russia, Spain versus Croatia, Uruguay versus Colombia, Argentina versus Switzerland, and Belgium versus Portugal. That's right, United States is not in this preliminary bracket. This is the first edition that I predicted. I have done more predictions since then, but this was just the original one I did before getting too far in depth. This is my eye test, if you will, predictions. That's not going too in depth into statistics. That's just based on what I've seen from these national teams, how they've played, how they've maneuvered the ball, worked as a team, how they've gelled. But let's look at these potential round of 16 matches. Brazil, Netherlands. Oh, is this going to be a clash of the Titans? And OMG. Are there going to be some goals in this one? This is going to be a high-scoring affair. But I think Brazil, with home advantage throughout this entire World Cup, is going to get through. Greece and England. I think England are the superior side, and they should get through. France, Bosnia-Herzegovina. France should see that through, even though Bosnia-Herzegovina looked good in qualifying. And then Germany, Russia, that should be a whitewash. 3-0, 4-1. See Germany through to the quarterfinals. Spain and Croatia. Spain have dominated for a long time, and I think they'll continue that domination. Spain through. Uruguay and Colombia. Go ahead and send Uruguay through. Makes sense. Colombia, it would be nice. Even though they're the top ranked team in Group C, it would be nice if they could maybe muster something else after group play. It's still going to be tough for them to get out of the group stage, with Greece probably going to win that group. Now, Argentina, Switzerland. Argentina, Lionel Messi at the helm. Should get it done. And Belgium, Portugal. Oh, shoot, this is going to be close. But Portugal is the superior team on paper, and they should be superior on the pitch, as good as Belgium is. Don't sleep on Belgium, though, to make a run. Let's go to the quarterfinals. Brazil, England, France, Germany, Spain, and Uruguay, Argentina, Portugal. Brazil and England. Will England have the goals in this match? I don't think so. Send Brazil. Send the home nation to the semifinals against the winner of France and Germany. The Germans have looked good in European competition, and Bayern Munich looked pretty strong this year, which means Germany is going to look pretty strong this year. Send Germany to play Brazil. Spain and Uruguay. Luis Suarez for Uruguay, not going to be enough, as Spain should go through to play the winner of Argentina and Portugal. I think Lionel Messi is going to get it done in what would set a lot of debates between who's better, Leo or Ronaldo. Ronaldo's not coming in as fresh as he would like to be. A lot of injury troubles, a lot of worries on that leg. For that reason, I'm putting Argentina through. Semifinals, Brazil and Germany, Spain and Argentina. Brazil and Germany, the home side against the second best team on paper in Europe. How about sending Germany through? The Brazilians' hopes of capturing their 6th World Cup should end there. But I believe they would win the 3rd place match against the loser of Spain and Argentina. And that loser will be Argentina in that match. So Brazil should be 3rd, Argentina should be 4th. And the World Cup final, we're looking at Germany and Spain in what it's going to be a real clash of the Titans. The 2 best teams in Europe. I think they're the 2 best teams in the world right now. The rankings agree with me, even though the SPI may not. I've got Germany in penalty kicks. It's going all the way to the penalty kicks. I've seen a lot of soccer tournaments from a lot of different levels and tiers in the world end on penalty kicks this year, including the UEFA Europa League. I have nothing to tell me it's going to be any different this year, as we see Brazil and Croatia ready to kick off. The Japanese officials for this one. We've got Germany, your World Cup winners for this year in 2014. What is an exciting tournament this will be. The crowd is enormous in Arena Corinthians right now. I believe they're playing in Sao Paulo. Of course, every match is going to be played in Brazil. Let's see how Neymar handles this on home soil. Just an amazing atmosphere, a sea of yellow and green in the stands. I'm getting so excited, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very excited. It's going to be an amazing World Cup. It's going to be some stellar matches, some amazing goals. And let's get to a quick point right here. Goal line technology is going to be used, as well as you're going to see vanishing spray on the free kicks. The referees will have a can of vanishing spray they'll use to circle the ball and mark the 10-yard line for where the defenders have to stand as the national anthems are playing for Croatia first. And that vanishing spray will vanish in 45 seconds to 2 minutes on average. And we've seen this being used in FIFA underage competitions before. The U19 World Cup, we've seen that being used. And I think it's a great idea, so nobody can complain about the wall, if you will, being moved up too far. We'll also see goal line technology. There are 8 sensors / cameras on every goal in the FIFA World Cup. The referee will wear a special watch that will vibrate and alert him when a goal has been scored. An exciting World Cup this is going to be. This is Sports Talk with Newton. Stay with us throughout the entire FIFA World Cup and a bunch of other athletic competitions to come. I'm Newton. I'm signing off. Let's go. Let's play.